All right, so let's run through the course outline real quick. And so this will be all the topics that we're gonna cover. So, all right, having the right mindset, expectations and psychology, fear, greed, and opportunity, market framework, taking risk, charts and software, trends and trend transitions, fundamental versus technical analysis, tying this all together and gaining momentum. So we've got a lot to cover, so I'm gonna move quick. But you on the course, you can circle back later. But I encourage you to take notes so the info really sticks. They say that if you write things down, that the retention rate is like 50+% versus like just 10% when you hear something. So I try to use that whenever I'm learning something new, or reading a book, watching a presentation, something like that. I usually always try to take some sort of at least write down the most important things. All right, welcome and congratulations. The most important investment you can make is in yourself. That's from Warren Buffett. I promise to over-deliver with some amazing content, both in quality and quantity. Alrighty, here we go. All right, expectations. Having the right expectations can make or break you, which is no different than most other areas of your life. If they are too high, then disappointment is often the result. Too low, then you begin to lack any real meaningful desire to come from your pursuit. Learning to become a successful trader does not happen overnight. The most successful traders in the world have a growth mindset, which is essentially the concept that there is no specific destination, but there is a desire to continue to learn because it is impossible for us to know everything. Therefore, you must define what success looks like for yourself, and I have found that setting small, attainable goals that motivate you to continue to learn and grow will provide you with a sense of accomplishment, personal growth, and hopefully a few more dollars in your pocket along the way. One of the major benefits I have found is the incredible amount that you learn about yourself on this journey. Trading and life have so many common elements, and those who do not take the time to learn before they begin to burn through cash and ultimately quit really have missed a wonderful opportunity. How far you take this is ultimately up to you, all the way up to the hedge fund managers making billions of dollars each year. They do not teach you this stuff in school, so I will provide you with the knowledge, tactics, and strategies that will keep you in the game for the long term so you can take this to any level that you desire. All right, mindset. Learning to focus on the right things first will build a proper foundation that you can build from, no different than a house that is built on solid rock versus sinking sand. A focus not only on the how, but the why is one of the key ingredients that separates the best from the rest. This will drastically accelerate your learning curve, and as we build your knowledge and understanding of how markets work, a proper mindset will develop in the process. There's an overwhelming amount of information on the internet, and books written all claiming to make you money. This is the trap that so many find themselves in, including myself. It's like a giant puzzle, and with the pieces scattered everywhere, but you don't know where all the pieces are, or even what the final picture looks like. It's one of the reasons that I decided to create these courses. I've jumped through all the hoops, read all the books and information, chased all the strategies, took all the losing trades, and now because of what I'm sharing, you don't have to. Not literally all of them, but too many to count. I think you get my point. That's as far as the books. Possible to read everything, but all the major ones. Fear, greed, and anxiety are some of the biggest drivers of market movement. These emotions have no business when it comes to managing your money, but those same emotions cause people to do silly things which ultimately lead to opportunity. We will go into greater detail on them and ultimately how to make money from them. All right, trading psychology. Trading psychology is quite a broad subject, but we will explore it in adequate depth to ensure a proper foundation is laid. Because of the way our creative minds are designed, opportunity is always and abundantly available. It is the eyes in which we view the world that allows us to see or miss that opportunity. What one person sees as risk or risky can often be seen by another as opportunity. Knowledge and understanding play a large role, but there is a fundamental shift that must happen first before the desire to learn something new can take shape. Much of what we know about perceived risk and reward can truly only be shaped by prior experience or knowledge, and that will look different for absolutely everyone. I think this misunderstanding is a key reason why so many people struggle with learning to trade, and not only that, but to truly maximize the performance and the ability of those struggling their way to some sort of success. Of course, we could easily know if we didn't need to adapt because we would be in a perpetual state of satisfaction. Anything less than a feeling of satisfaction from our interaction with the environment is an indication that we need to learn something. And that's from Mark Douglas. So I'm going to include a lot of quotes from Mark Douglas. He's got 2 awesome books, Trading in the Zone and The Disciplined Trader. And so we dive a little bit deeper into that quote real quick. If we're trading in the moment and we know exactly what we need to do and we trust our instincts and we trust our experience, then we're going to feel completely at peace, right? Which is like the exact opposite of the way we feel most of the time. As soon as we enter a trade, you usually feel peace until you're in the trade. And then it's like things start to go a little haywire. But those feelings and those ideas and thoughts that happen and doubts while we're in the middle of a trade, they tell us exactly where our shortfalls are, right? Because if we trusted our process and we trusted our knowledge and our experience, then we should be at perfect peace no matter what's happening, even if things are going against us, right? We have a plan for that. We know what's happening. We know how it works into our strategy, all these different things. But so if we're in the middle of trading and things aren't going right and we're not perfectly at peace, something is telling us that, or our body is and our mind is essentially telling us that something's off, and so that there's something that we need to work on or we need to continue to develop. So I think that's really, really important, and it's really, really key. We're going to talk a lot about taking notes, or not just taking notes, but having a journal, having a trade journal. And I can't emphasize that enough. When you're trading and things are happening in your mind, even just little thoughts, you got to write all that stuff down, because the next day, within an hour, you're not going to remember it. And those little things, just like I mentioned with the golf, those are the things that we need to work on and that we need to document along the way. And that's part of how we improve faster. If you forget those things, you say, that's not really that big of a deal, and you just don't write it down, there's a good chance that it's going to come back up again, right? So go ahead and move on, but I just thought that was kind of important. All right, trading psychology continues. Because the psychological aspect of trading touches so many areas, I want you to be vigilant and truly explore the areas that touch a nerve. If a thought makes you become fearful or a subject makes you nervous, you absolutely have to find out why. Not only should you be taking notes throughout these courses to address the most relevant information, but you should also be keeping a psychological journal. There are so many beliefs roaming around in our subconscious that, if not addressed early, will have a wild tendency to manifest themselves when money is on the line. Some of us will have less to work through, and others it should become apparent that true professional psychological help should be sought after. I have found that learning to approach trading correctly by having a healthy respect for and understanding of risk can take care of a lot of the issues from the start. The other side of that coin, taking large outsized risk and then losing substantial money, can have a very real and devastating impact on your psyche. If you're like me, you understand this firsthand. There are several stories of people who took their own lives during the 2008 financial crisis. So when I tell you to take this stuff serious, know that I'm not kidding around.